In this video, I'm going to take a quick hands-on look at the Shinola Runwell Chronograph watch. Let's get to it. Alright, let's start first with this awesome box that Shinola includes with the watch. It feels like it's really well made. You can see at the bottom here it says packaging made in the USA. Very impressive just right from the start with the quality of everything that Shinola is doing. At the top there's like a little compartment here for the envelope. Inside the envelope you can see there's a little booklet. I think it's kind of the story of Shinola, and there's some really good pictures in here of their watches and information about the company. Also included in the envelope is a instruction booklet and the warranty information. And there's their Shinola.com there on the back, so you know their website. The watch isn't very complicated, so I don't know if you really need to consult the instruction booklet, but there's a lot of different languages represented there. Very cool of Shinola to include that. Also, one thing I noticed on the box when I was closing it, it has this little magnet on it, so you can feel it kind of pulling the lid closed, which is very cool. It gives it a nice feel. Now on to the inside. I wasn't sure what this was at first, so I had to pull it out, and it's some leather balm for the strap. Very cool that Shinola includes that. I don't think I've ever seen that with a watch before. And so this is the Shinola Runwell Chronograph, the 47mm, the sapphire crystal. I'm going to switch the camera a little bit here in a second, get a closer view. Alright, so it comes with a little protective plastic on the face there. You can see it's a very nice green color with the orange accents. Well, one of the first things I noticed, you can see here on the back, tells you it's sapphire crystal, water resistant to 10 atmospheres or 100 meters. One of the first things I noticed was the strap. This leather it's so soft. It feels just extremely high quality. It's a 24mm lug width. It's such a thick piece of leather too. It just feels really, really nice. It feels like just extremely good quality. Everything about the watch, you can just tell it's made with just high quality in mind. On the back of the buckle here, you can see there's the Shinola logo. Sort of looks like a lightning bolt. That's pretty cool. So the subdial on the right is your normal seconds. The main second hand, the big second hand, is for the chronograph function. And I'm just going to go through the chronograph here so you can see what it looks like when it resets. As I mentioned before, it is a sapphire crystal. It's not domed. It looks pretty flat, but it looks really nice. And just skip ahead here so we can see just before so you can see the minute hand as it advances, and then so you can see what it looks like when you reset the chronograph. Very cool. So here is a shot of the loom. You can see there's loom on the markers as well as on the hour hand and the minute hand. And it's a decent brightness. If there's one drawback to the watch, it's the loom isn't very bright. Here it is next to a Seiko turtle. Of course, very few watches have as bright a lume as a Seiko, but it's pretty good lume. It's just not the greatest. Right, here is the watch now on my wrist. As I mentioned in other videos, my wrist is 6.5 inches around, but it's pretty flat on top, so at least in my opinion, I think I can get by rocking a slightly bigger watch. As I mentioned before, this one is a 47 millimeters across. It hangs off the top of my wrist. It looks like a little bit. You can see the lug kind of hanging over just slightly. But it feels good on the wrist. I mean, like I mentioned before, the leather just feels really good. It's nice and soft. I'm on the third hole there on the strap, so even if your wrists are smaller than 6.5 inches, the watch should still fit. And I forgot to show before, the crown is signed. You can see the little Shinola logo there on the crown. That's a very nice touch. I like when companies have that signed crown. And even though it's not necessarily a diver, it does have a screw down crown, which is very cool. It's got the quick set date, and obviously you set the time after screwing out the crown and pulling it out all the way. So that's it for the Shinola Runwell Chronograph. A very cool watch. It's going to be hard to let this one go. That was the Shinola Runwell Chronograph. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.